Hello and welcome back. It feels so crazy to say that June is just around the corner and it's time to set up my bullet journal ready for the summer. In June we celebrate midsummer, which in Finland means enjoying the warm nightless nights when the sun doesn't go down at all. So I was really inspired by the Finnish summer and especially one midsummer mythology that says, on the Midsummer Eve, if you collect 7 different flowers and place them under your pillow, you will see your future husband in your dreams. So for my June theme, I also chose 7 flowers that I use throughout this setup. For the cover page, I created this wild meadow, and I wanted to have like a watercolory look to this theme. So after I had sketched all the flowers and plants, instead of using a fine liner, I just started to draw the flowers with my markers. And although all the flowers are in different colors, I try to keep some kind of a color palette. So I picked different shades of orange, brown, blue and green. The individual flowers are very simple, but I think together they look so nice. And then I actually added some details with a fine liner as well. Moving on to my monthly calendar page. Last month I tried to do this to the page next to my calendar. I did my content schedule and ideas, and also my monthly goals and tasks as usual. I left this page quite empty, and I feel like overall I've been shifting to a more minimalistic and calm bullet journaling style, and I'm really liking it. Next, I'm doing my trackers. I had an idea to do a horizontal mood tracker, so I decided to change the layout for my habit tracker a bit as well. So I made 8 of these calendar-shaped trackers, so that each page had 4 trackers. And that way I had the bottom of this spread for my mood tracker. I usually track 8 or 9 different habits, and what I'm most curious about is that if my mood affects my habits or the other way around. I sometimes make these like monthly reviews. And this month, since I had 7 different flowers in this theme, I created the mood tracker so that each flower would indicate a different mood. The different moods that I chose were happy, sad. There is quite a small amount of space for each day. Moving on to my June memories page. I've been doing these monthly memories pages for a while now, but last month I tried to do things a bit differently. I had this like a calendar grid so that each day had its own little box where I could do some little drawings of the things that I wanted to remember from that day. And since it worked so well, I didn't make too many changes to it. Last month I actually did a couple of decorations to the sides, but this month I had so many colors already that I didn't want to do anything extra, so I left the calendar just like that. Here you can see how I've been filling my memories for the last month. It was surprisingly hard to leave the page without any decorations, but I just tried to tell myself that it's going to look so nice in the end. Next, I have my expense tracker. I asked in my previous video if you wanted to see how I manage my finances in my bullet journal, and a lot of you seemed really excited about that idea. So I've been working on a separate video of which kind of budgeting pages I use and most of all how I use them, because I've kind of developed this system for myself, so it may seem kind of crazy. But yes, anyways, I'm going to be filming that video when I set up those pages in my brand new bullet journal, which is going to be in just a couple of weeks actually. And talking about migrating into a new bullet journal, June is going to be the last month that I can fit into this notebook. And that's why the next page is going to be dedicated to the new bullet journal setup. So on this page I have some space to write down what worked in my bullet journal and what didn't, and also which pages I'm going to be migrating, and if I'm going to be include any new spreads in my setup. And I have to tell you, although I was really hoping to be able to fit the whole year in one notebook, I'm kinda excited to have a fresh start in the middle of the year. Especially since this spring has been a tough one for most of us really. It's nice to leave that chapter behind and turn over a new leaf. To the bottom of this page I did the flowers again, and this time actually I drew the boxes behind the flowers. I really enjoyed doing this theme, and overall I love drawing things that are really simple but still look cute. And then last but not least, I'm doing the first weekly spread for June. Lately I've done a lot of one-page spreads, just because I was running out of pages in this notebook. But this time I had the cutest idea to do a horizontal layout and create this like a lush meadow across the spread. So I started with the numbers because I wanted to make sure that there'd be some space around them. Then I just draw the flowers as I've been doing them throughout this setup. All the drawings that I did were actually pretty similar, so maybe I'll create something different for the next weeks. And that is it for my June bullet journal setup. And here is the final flip through of the pages. If you liked my setup, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!